What are the most important pieces of information women need to know about cancer? This is JJ Virgin, 4-time New York Times bestselling author, celebrity nutrition expert, and Fitness Hall of Famer. I've been on a lifelong quest for answers to the toughest health questions. And now I'm sharing what I found with you. Welcome to Ask the Health Expert. John from Facebook asks, what are the most important pieces of information women need to know about cancer? Hey, it's JJ, and I've got my longtime pal and integrative medicine pioneer, Dr. Leigh Keneally, with me to answer this question. In fact, she runs the largest integrative medical clinic in North America, and it's visited by patients from all over the world. There's 47,000 patients and growing, and she was named one of the top 50 integrative doctors in the country. And her true passion is cancer. She wrote the book, The Cancer Revolution, and is a go-to expert on integrative cancer treatments. We'll be right back. Stay with me.
Well, when it comes to cancer, women need to focus on prevention. 1 out of 2 people are getting diagnosed with cancer. And it's not just for cancer, but all diseases. And we can prevent illness through optimizing many factors of our life. And I'd say the first thing is stress. Women are caretakers. They're taking care of their family. They're taking care of themselves. They're taking care of a loved one. They maybe take care of someone at work. And stress, I will tell you, is probably the biggest, most influential factor in women's health and in men's health. Trauma has existed in probably 70% of the population. Then you add stress. Stress creates this environment. It creates acidity, low oxygen, increase for the cells to make free radicals. So stress is a killer and it has to be addressed. And unfortunately, there's not that much out there to really teach patients how to not be stressed. Then you look at our food. Our food is unfortunately very contaminated. Even if you buy whole foods, organic, probably the best ideal thing is to grow your garden, which takes time and energy. And so, but I would tell people that the most important thing is what you put on your fork and what you put in your mouth every day. I always tell people that every cell is being made properly or improperly, depending on what you eat. So if you eat Oreo cookies, you're not going to make good cells. If you eat organic foods like zucchini and celery and romaine and good grass-fed beef, then those are going to make good, healthy cells. Environment. The environment is polluted. Everything we drink, eat, breathe, or put on our skin is going into our body. And we are very, very polluted environment. So that means that we need to constantly think about purifying our body. You kind of have to go through a checklist of, everything that you are exposed to in your day. And we need to really think about purification. And we can go into detail in a later talk. Hormones, we are, all of us have hormones. Men and women have the same hormones, but different levels. Women's hormones are constantly changing. And because of the environment, we have something called xenoestrogens. Xeno is the Greek word for foreign estrogens. They wreak outrageous havoc in our body. And they're in plastics. Unfortunately, there's birth control pills. There's hormones in all the chemicals that we're ingesting every day, and they create havoc. So hormones are the natural drug to your body. And even 25-year-olds today have imbalanced hormones. The other very important pieces of information that we have available, the CDC recommends that we have a PAP and a mammogram and a colonoscopy, but that is just not enough. So I believe in very specific cancer testing, blood testing that can be done with any lab. It's not esoteric, and we can look and see at what the blood is telling us. Then I recommend that we make sure, like the top 3 things, if you have inflammation, C-reactive protein, that's a precursor to all diseases. If you have low adrenals are your stress glands, and they affect the entire immune system. Then Quantitative HCG is a hormone of malignancy. Yes, it's a hormone of pregnancy, but it's also a hormone of malignancy. Then we have hemoglobin A1C. Hemoglobin A1C is a reflection of your blood sugar over 90 days. If your sugar's high, you have an environment for cancer. If you're low in vitamin D influences 3,000 genes in your body, very important in prevention of cancer. Now, one of my favorite things for early detection is liquid biopsy. You can actually look for circulating tumor cells. So if a woman has breast cyst, it'd be a good idea to check for circulating tumor cells. It's a liquid biopsy, and it's done by RGCC. Then the other test that I recommend as an alternative or a combination is thermography. Thermography of the breast, or of the whole body, can tell you breasts are not vascular, typically. So if you do a thermography with very specific machines, you can look at the vascularity. If the vascularity is high, there's probably a problem. Women are on consternation about mammograms, mammogram radiation. Unfortunately, for every 1,000 women tested, 3 women are saved. So it's something that we have to look at and use in combination, plus mammograms don't diagnose all the pathology, unfortunately. So we have to use a combination of mammography, ultrasound, and thermography.
This is JJ with Ask the Health Expert. I do this 5 times a week, so make sure you never miss a show by going to subscribetojj.com.